Okay, we're recording this video after close of trade Tuesday, 20th of January 2015. Hope you had a great day's trading day. Nice to get a long weekend, a little bit of time off, and then a rollicking day today. It was kind of fun. We had a really nice kind of downtrend. Reversal almost on the dot of 11 AM, and then kind of went the other way. So there's plenty of opportunities to get short and long. So before going into the day trades for today, just to say, you know, where are we? What are we doing? I think we're going to break up now. We've tried to go to the downside and it just hasn't worked, but let me show you my reasoning for it. So here we go. We're in better trend line. We're in congestion here. This the better trend line is a very simple little indicator based on kind of pivot highs and lows, and it kind of shows uptrends with red bars and downtrends with green bars. And when we go into a congestion phase from which we kind of have strong moves, we go into white here, and you can see with these rising and falling trend lines we've reached this kind of pretty wide consolidation kind of area here. So we're going to get a break kind of one way or the other. My guess is to the upside, and this is kind of why. The other day I showed you this chart, which was the daily chart of the four indices, the four major indices, and where we stood in terms of the current supports. And we were a couple of days ago, I think this is on the Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I was recording the video, we were kind of sitting underneath the support on all of these lines, and I said, you know, the only reason that I'd kind of changed that call is if we kind of started to close back up above those support levels and the highs of those bars, and we're kind of starting to do that. So we've pushed to the downside. It's not really been, there's not been any energy to get us going on the downside, and so therefore you know, point of least resistance will be kind of up. This is the Dow, so this is today's activity. You can see we've just closed up above support here, so it was kind of a false break if you like. This was, I think, Monday's trade. Sometimes it takes a day or two for TradeStation to refresh its data and take out these kind of holiday bars, but anyway, so it's showing there on the Dow, and I don't think it's showing on all the other indices like that, but we're above support, and that's what's kind of critical. There's the S&P 500. Again, there's that little Monday yesterday, which is kind of a spurious bar, but we're kind of trying to close back up, having had a blue kind of down bar into these lows. So we're closing back up above the highs of that blue professional bar, and then above support most likely tomorrow. Nasdaq, we're closing now above support, so kind of tested down, triple bottom kind of thing, down, 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 kind of doesn't go anywhere. Bullish divergence comes in, closing back above support. This is the Russell, again closing. It was a bit weaker today, but it is closing above support. Kind of similar pattern to the Nasdaq. So, you know, we haven't kind of gone for the break that I thought we might go for. And then if you look at the 40,500 tip bar chart, this is all kind of bunched up, but I hope you get, it's kind of getting a feel for, you know, the moves. So this last sell-off into December, and then we had the Christmas rally here. You can see, you know, big exhaustion sell patterns, pullback, end of trend, and so on. And then we had that, you know, Christmas rally, which was incredibly weak, full of lots of amateur bars. And then we start the year kind of trending down, and then we bounce a little bit, and we had this kind of, you know, kind of complex direction down. The way I look at it, this is, we're caught in a Rambo to Rambo channel here. So you see these Rambo, 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 Rambo. So this is meaning the amateurs are trying to play the breakout at these kind of points, kind of getting on board potential breakout, and they, you know, they don't have enough force to kind of drive a move up. And with today's activity, this blue professional bar midday is really quite important for me. So the selling was super weak, you can see, during today's activity, and you see, you know, the exhaustion sells and flush patterns that we've had previously, and the selling's getting weaker and weaker. This particular day, what day was I thinking about this? I just couldn't believe how weak it was. Yeah, it was on the Friday. Where the activity, where it tried to sell off, we kind of bounced back and tried to sell off. There was just no one selling here. If you look kind of down on your lower time frame charts, like the 1500 tip bar chart, you could see that there was just no selling at this point here. And then this time we kind of come back down, test the lows, a blue professional bar comes in on the 40,500, that holds, and we kind of bounce back up. So potentially now it's taking out this resistance point at 2024 into an uptrend here. So that kind of zone 2020, 2024 is pretty important in terms of getting this thing going into an uptrend. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, you know, kind of tomorrow. I think State of the Union's tonight. We could get a little bit of jumpy activity because of that, but anyway, that's kind of a critical level to get through. So there we go. You know, it was a false break. We've been sat in this kind of fairly wide channel, Rambo to Rambo channel. It's a question of where the next kind of trend break happens, and I think that's likely to be it. If we go down to 13,500, yeah. So this would be the activity that we've had, Friday, Monday, whatever trade there was, Sunday into Monday, and then kind of Tuesday's trade, and there those blue professional bars coming in at that support at 2000, and then we're kind of coming back up, and I don't think we've had enough kind of exhaustion pattern there. It was kind of the break level, last time here, breaking out into an uptrend, come down kind of into that zone, push it a little bit far, but anyway, no one's selling kind of down here. They pick it up, the professionals pick it up, and we kind of break back up. So there we go. In terms of day trades today, I think it was a really nice day on the way down. We've had some really good days this year. It's kind of been strong and smooth. Earlier on in the year there were some kind of pretty jittery days, but these have been nice kind of days. So the lead off into the 1500 tip bar chart this morning was exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, and a flush pattern. Could not get through a resistance here, and the way I kind of saw Friday's trade and Monday's trade, it was like a complex correction on the way up. If you looked at it on the 4500 tip bar chart, let me show you this. So this is Friday's trade into all that kind of Sunday night, Monday kind of trade. No really strong breaks. It was a complex correction kind of on the way up, where support and resistance kind of holding the whole way, and so there was a weakness in that. When you have that, it's kind of just forcing out stops being run each time. It's not really people kind of strongly wanted to buy it on the way up. So I looked at that as a complex correction on the way up, and we got all this weakness with these blue professional up bars. So the professionals are getting out, getting short on the strength there. We come back into test at the beginning of the day, bang. We had a whole bunch of resistance bars kind of come in together, and that was why we were kind of going short, and this thing ran on the 4500 to pull back to end of trend, and bang, blue professional bar falling through the ice, crashing through kind of the recent low here, and then bang, got this thing going on the downside, ended off with a nice exhaustion pattern. We put in some divergence, and then this exhaustion pattern was just flushing everybody out at 2000 that thought we were kind of just heading down, going to capitulate here on the dot of 11 a.m. Blue professional bar steps in, kind of rescued the whole situation, and bang, we raced back up. So on the, beg your pardon, 1500 tip bar chart, this was nice. Blue professional bar, we've had the exhaustion patterns, we test back in. So on any strength on the way up, the professionals are getting short on these kind of up bars, and then we try to test with an amateur bars. So the amateurs are doing the wrong thing. They're trying to go long there, expecting a breakout. No, they get wrong footed, and then as soon as we start crashing through the lows of the day that we've had in this recent low here, you can see the blue professional bars, and the lows of these blue professional bars just keep on getting hit, bang bang bang, until we move into a trend move here, pull back to end of trend. We go through a little bit of jiggery pokery kind of after this strong trending move. It does kind of crash down here, but this is, you want to be out of your trading in the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes ideally of the day. Plenty of opportunities to kind of pick off a short trade here into 15 points of range. Amateur up bar, support becomes resistance, we turn around at there. That's the amateurs kind of their trailing stops getting hit, whatever, on the way down here. We continue into an downtrend, we exhaust, we've had the first bullish divergence, and we come back in with a flush pattern and find a little bit of support kind of in the low 2000s there. So my first trade, I overtraded a little bit today. First trade was short 21.50, and then just after we had the break these kind of lows of that blue professional bars, got out at 16.50 for 5 in my first trade. Second trade was a nice little one, and then I lost 2.5 on the next one, then kind of got it back on the last, and then went for a very short small trade at the end of the day for, or later on for another small loss, 3/4 point. So it was a good little day. I'll put on that first one because it was kind of a good one. The setup there was a beauty, and then the strength of this kind of trendy move, there were plenty of opportunities to kind of go short on the way down. So I hope you traded well, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay, just got short 21.50. Short 21.50. Checking my stops and targets. And reason for getting short is, well, there's downside bias, but then we've come back up 1500 tip bar chart over pre-open. Exhaustion, bearish divergence, flush pattern kind of goes off, and then the first blue professional bar after the open we have this blue professional up bar here. So that's just pushing back, testing back into that kind of 26 level. Test it again, so blue professional bars were falling through the lows of that, so that means they were taking profits here. These amateur up bar is just testing. Now what we need, we've got no blue professional bars kind of stepped in at the lows here to kind of catch the support on 500, so we need this to be broken. The support level on 500 to be broken. Okay, that blue professional bar, if we keep going through the support, that looks like that could be falling through the ice. And then we'll take us into kind of a test of the low during the opens, 1825. Okay, Rambo, so it's being led by the amateurs. So that means we might have a little bit of a bounce from there. We need to get through strongly through this. So let's see where we go. Just move a target out to 1650. Just a little bit out of the way. The reason for that is we're coming down. We've got a ways to go before we find support. We'll have a technical bounce around 18 and a quarter, 17 and a quarter. So a little bit of a rush could take us to 1650. Okay, blue professional down bar come in, and that one there. Okay, little sequence here. That's a little gathering, kind of waiting to break to new lows. Excellent. Okay, initial target just been hit. Come on. Bingo. Just check it out. Excellent. 4-5. And one shot, one kill. 838. Excellent. Good. Now it's going to keep going because we've got to go pull back to end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart. But we've got a cyclical support on 1500 to kind of come in and catch this thing.